Let's say you want to assign a formative, but it's not going to be assigned today. You want to assign it for a day in the future. So what you'll do, one option is to have the formative already up, and you'll go to the top right corner, assign, and then it gives you lots of options. It's going to start with what class do you want to assign it to. I'd like to assign this to my third period class, but then I still want to make sure I go into settings, because if I don't and I just hit assign, it will become live immediately and my third period class will be able to see it. So this is for, let's say it's Tuesday and you know by Thursday they'll be ready to do it. You have time in class for them to complete it in class. So we're going to go ahead and it's like a schedule send. So we're going to click on the gear to edit the settings, and we will schedule an open close time. Check that, and then it will automatically choose right now. Then you'll want to go into, let's say you want to schedule it for Tuesday. So you'll click the day, it'll turn blue, and then you can go through the time and choose what time you want it to become live. When you choose that time, that is the exact moment it will become live, not 1 minute before. So let's say third period starts at 10:15 for me. And so when Tuesday comes at 10:15, my third period class will be able to see this assignment. It will be live. Then I'll scroll down. I personally do not, if you click schedule a due date, I do encourage that. Like the day it's due, if I assign it on Tuesday, I'll give them 2 days to get it done and choose Thursday. And the day ends at 3 o'clock, so Thursday at 3 o'clock. If you choose add a close time, this is where it can become frustrating. So I used to do a close time, but the frustrating part is if you have any students who were absent that day, and maybe they were gone for 2 days and they don't even come in until Thursday, then they don't have enough time to complete the assignment. And when they go to look for the assignment, if they don't look before 3 o'clock on Thursday, it will be closed to them. So my stance is give them an open time. That way you know a couple of days ahead of schedule, you know when you're going to do it. Go ahead and do it, because we all get busy and forget to assign things if we don't. I don't recommend close time unless you know it's like in class and you're not allowing them to do it past class, even if they were absent. If you have an absent student, you'll have to come back in, individually select that student, and reopen it for that one particular student. If you only do schedule a due date, it'll show that it's past the due date. But again, if that student's been absent, I'm not going to mark it as late unless the amount of time they have had to complete it has elapsed. So I recommend doing an open time and a due date. If you scroll down, again, you have all the other options, return scores, separate page, and then you choose assign, but it's not going to be live until the day I assigned it. So if I go back, if I go to activities and I go and find that particular assignment, I have it in my writing folder, and if I scroll down far enough, there it is. So it was my Sea Turtles informative writing assignment, and I have assigned it to third period. No one has completed it yet because it's not open yet, and if I hover over it, it'll tell me the day and time that it will release to the students. The other way you can do that is, let's say I would also like to assign this to my 5-H ELA. I'll click on the plus sign for assign activity, and it'll open up that same option. Due date, open close times, all that. So once you go through, you click assign. There are many ways to assign. They give you several paths to do the same skill. So if you can't remember one path, there's always another path. Usually what I do is I'm going through my formatives and thinking, okay, on writing, sometime next week. I would like to assign that Sea Turtles paired text that I have, and they'll work on their informative. I'll go and find it, and once I assign it, I'll come in here and hover over and double check that the day and time is correct. Okay, so you've assigned the formative, but something has come up. You had a schedule change, you had a delay, something where you can no longer do it on the day you assigned. What happens now? If you don't change anything, it will still open on the day and time that it was assigned. If you want to change it, you'll have to go find the assignment specifically on that little calendar and hover over it. It tells you 10:15, which I think left click on it. And when you left click on it, you'll have three options. You'll want to choose Adjust Settings. This is where you can now go through and choose a different due date or a different open time. So if you decide, you know what, Tuesday's not going to work out, we need to bump that to Wednesday. So you go to the calendar. I now click on the 22nd, which is a Wednesday. Maybe I change the time, maybe I don't. But when I'm done, I click outside that box. This due date does not automatically adjust. If you want the due date to be 2 days later, I went from Wednesday, 2 days later would be Friday, and then I'll pick the time again. My due date is now changed. My open time has changed. If you have a close time, you would have to change that as well. Sometimes you schedule it, and then something happens last minute, you have to change it. This is especially useful if you have done this on a day that you have a substitute teacher. You always have to make sure that everything, double check all of your times, click update. I'm going to click outside that window and see if it has changed. Now it's showing the 22nd, which is that Wednesday. Scheduling is important, but you really have to double check when you do that, because any changes to your schedule have to go in and be manually changed by you, each and every assignment, each and every class.